For the fifth time in the last 6 years, Gonzaga clinches the West Coast Conference title with a big upset win over St. Mary's tonight, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Highlights and reaction from Las Vegas. The Mead School District asking the federal government to intervene in a clash with the state of Washington's transgender policies. What they are asking for tonight.
We're tracking rain and snow moving into the region and our chance at seeing snow here in Spokane.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. First up tonight, the Gonzaga men's basketball team once again conference champions. The Bulldogs took down St. Mary's in Las Vegas earlier tonight, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway live in the newsroom tonight with more on GU's big win. Caitlin?
Well, thanks, Mark. It was an exciting game, as all matchups go, between these two teams. Number 2 Gonzaga taking on the 1 seed Gales. And the Gales have won this matchup 2 times in the regular season, but Gonzaga is out on a run first to open this game. Braden Huff, he was huge for the Zags tonight from 3, and then Ben Gregg gets up and throws it down. Gonzaga with a huge 20-7 lead early in the first half. But then for the Gales, it's Mitchell Saxon, a nightmare for the WCC, and the Gales close the gap. They're down 7, and then only 2 at the half after a technical foul. It's back and forth again in the second half. Braden Huff again, the Zags scoring leader, gives them a 52-47 lead, and then they get it to him again, 56-47 lead for the Zags, but Gonzaga hasn't put it away quite yet. With 35 seconds left, here comes Caliph Battle. They throw it up and he throws it down. Gonzaga takes home the WCC title with a 58-51 win over St. Mary's. And for more on the big win, we send it down to Las Vegas, where we find KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn. Hey, Andrew.
Well, good evening, Caitlin. Who knew that the hero that would come to Gonzaga's aid to finally take down St. Mary's for the first time in over a year would be tonight's surprise starter? Gonzaga big man Braden Huff. Boy, what a performance by the red shirt sophomore. He did not find out he would start in this game until late last night, and he would go on to lead the Zags with 18 points while battling down low with Mitchell Saxon and Harry Wessels, and he even hit the lone 3-pointer in this game. Huff has said all year long he just wants to spark the team whenever he comes in off the bench, and in his second start ever, he did exactly that.
And my motto all year has just been stay ready. I mean, my roles look different each game, whether I'm coming off the bench, starting, but whatever I can do to help the team win has kind of been my thing all year. I've just tried to stay confident in my game all year. The coaches have been awesome. They've been telling me to look for my shot, be aggressive all season long. So just having them have that confidence in me has been huge. And yeah, just be aggressive, look for my shot, because I feel like most of the time when it goes up, it's a pretty good look for our team.
That's very professional of him, you know. He stays consistent, he works on his game every day, and sometimes his number's not called because you got someone like Graham who just delivers night in and night out. So for him to come in the starting lineup and deliver like that is huge for us. We need every single bucket.
It was also a big game for Caliph Battle, who threw down the emphatic alley-oop from Nolan Hickman to seal the deal for GU.
It was like a dream. You know, today I was kind of mad when I had missed the left-hand layup. I was like, damn, I should have dunked that. So for me to get the steal at the end and Nolan to throw it up, I knew when he caught it, I was going to hawk it down. I knew he was going to throw it up. So for that to happen and the fans to go wild, you know, Zags have the best fans in the world, and they're super cheerful, super loud, so that meant the world. It's like a dream come true.
This marks the 27th straight NCAA tournament berth for the Zags. Just an incredible run here under Mark Few. Now the Zags will await their tournament fate on Selection Sunday, coming up on March 16th. For now, reporting at an absolutely electric Orleans Arena, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.
The site tonight, Andrew. Thank you very much. Also, we stopped by a couple local fan favorites today as GU fans took in the game. Now, it is spring break for students right now, so the crowds weren't as big as they typically are. But the GU faithful out at Jack and Dan's across from campus and down at No Lie just down the street enjoying the game. Don't forget, as Andrew mentioned, Selection Sunday is this weekend right here on KREM 2. Coverage starts at 3 p.m. and we'll find out who the Zags will be dancing or playing with in the big dance after the selection show. Stay tuned for a special edition of KREM 2 News at 4. We'll be live from GU's campus with reaction. All right, let's take a break from the headlines to talk weather now. The sunshine and mild temperatures were good while they lasted. Now cooler weather and rain moving in. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goo. Jeremy?
Oh, the rain's knocking at the door, especially if you're in places like, say, Washington. Overnight, catching a bit of a break. Clouds taking over ahead of that round of rain, but you can already see it teaming in. We had our first little wave move through earlier today. We didn't get much out of it, but here's the next one. We're already starting to see some signs of it. You're probably going, what is he talking about? See this action right there. That's where we're going to start to see the moisture first. It's coming in out of the southwest. It'll move in overnight, and I think tomorrow we wake up to some light showers. Most of the activity down across the Palouse and across much of North Idaho grows more widespread, though, and I think we are in the rain tomorrow. It will get heavier at times later in the day. When we get to that peak heating of the day, that's when we'll see the heaviest rain. That's when we'll see that biggest push of moisture. And when the atmosphere is warmer, we have more energy. So for that reason, I think our heavier showers hold off until a little bit later. They'll continue, but move out by Thursday. And I think by late Thursday morning, we are on the backside of this. Maybe a couple of stray sprinkles, but that tends to be about it. Tomorrow, 48 degrees and rainy. Thursday, few showers in the morning. Those likely still staying as rain, but by Friday night, a rain-snow mix is likely across much of the region as cooler temperatures move in and take over, and that keeps the chance of snow in the forecast through the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the show. The Mead School District is requesting federal intervention into what they call state-mandated gender-inclusive policies. KREM 2's Laura Papetti has more on Mead's letter to the federal government.
That's right. The Mead School Board sent these letters to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and Secretary of Education Linda McMahon. And in it, school board members essentially argue that Washington state policy is at odds with recent executive orders by President Trump. So Mead does want the feds now to intervene and give clarification. Mead argues that the State Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction's policies on gender conflict with new federal policies. So, for example, state policies mandate that public schools must allow students to use a bathroom that corresponds with their gender identity, and that schools must allow students to participate in athletics that correspond again with gender identity. Mead is arguing those policies, saying they conflict with federal directives, including President Trump's executive order titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports. At issue is state and federal funding. Mead argues if they follow state guidelines, they then risk losing federal funding. And if they follow new federal policy, they then risk state penalties. So they are calling on AG Bondi and Secretary McMahon to intervene and essentially clarify that federal law supersedes state mandates. Now, we did have an opportunity to talk with Mead School Board President Michael Cannon, and he said the state gave them deadlines to update certain non-discrimination policies. However, he said they don't need to pass policy they don't agree with, but he says rather they are in a waiting pattern to see the response from today's letters and get further clarification before determining what comes next. If you would like to read Mead's full letter, we have it posted right now on KREM.com. In the newsroom, Laura Papetti, KREM 2 News.
Also from the Mead School District today, the principal at Mead High School is resigning. This comes following an extensive investigation into hazing allegations involving the school's football team. In its announcement, the district did not mention the investigation, saying only that Principal Kimberly Jensen is leaving to, quote, look for new career opportunities. She will remain in that role through the end of the school year. Jensen is one of several people named in a lawsuit filed by the family of a former Mead football player who said he was assaulted at a training camp. The head football coach was fired as part of that investigation. Mead High School Athletic Director Troy Hughes will take over as principal in July. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Tonight we are learning about yet another young child reportedly overdosing on fentanyl. Police in Airway Heights say the toddler was exposed to the drug and had received Narcan when they arrived. Officers say that child is expected to recover. In the meantime, community organizations are urging people to keep Narcan in their first aid kits and know how to use it. Last year in Spokane County, close to 45% of people who overdosed had used Narcan before paramedics arrived. The Spokane Regional Health District says drug overdoses can happen from illegal drug use or even when taking medication prescribed by a doctor. And tonight we are learning that a young moose in North Idaho was euthanized last month after taking up residency in Osborne, about an hour south of Coeur d'Alene. Idaho Fish and Game says they had to put down the moose as they say it posed a risk to the community. The young animal wandered into the town in the middle of February and stuck around as people began giving it food and shelter. The department says, quote, animals that are habituated at humans lose their fear of humans and can respond in unexpected and dangerous ways, unquote. Spokane police are reporting a text from a mom to her son led police to a domestic violence suspect being arrested. This was the scene yesterday at East Boone Avenue for a reported assault. Spokane police say a man called 911 saying his mother needed help. Officials found that mother, who had multiple injuries, she told them the suspect pointed a rifle at her, making threats of murder-suicide. After hours of trying to de-escalate the situation and bring that suspect out of the home, officers were granted a search warrant, but that suspect was no longer there. Police say they recovered multiple firearms at the scene. The suspect was, though, identified as Dwayne Chickeny. Officials say he fled but was located and arrested in Montana today. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more information about any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. New tariffs on steel and aluminum set to go into effect. The promises President Donald Trump says those taxes will create. That's coming up after the break. Plus, 2 inland Northwest staples are nominated for Best Riverwalk and Best Recreational Trail. We'll tell you which locations they are and how you can help them get national attention. We're back in 90 seconds.